And she says, I'm going to do what I want, and then you're the boss. Is that what she said? I think so.
You do what you want, but actually,
Right. I think you all I think you ought to go on city council.
right?
Oh, she put it on the table. I'm gonna go back where you go back. Let's go back. Oh, let's bring it here.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Outdoors Chamber Luncheons. And for 18 months, we haven't seen you guys. Where you been? But it's love to see everybody here today. And the sponsor of the luncheon today is the Trinidad Tourism Board. My name is Linda Barron, if you haven't known who I am. I'm a former chamber president. The traditions of the past president will pass the gavel to the new president. So at this time, I would like this opportunity to introduce our new board president and pass the gavel over to our new president, Mr. Lee Fallon. Will you please come forward? I am pass you this so that you can go like that, I guess. That's how you look, see? I already broke it. Here is Mr. Lee Fallon.
Thanks, everybody. One of my first official acts, I was told, is I can go with this agenda or I can change it. So I'm just going to change it up a little bit. First thing I'd like to do is, if you don't mind, I know you're all eating, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. So welcome back to the first Trinidad Los Animas County Chamber Luncheon. Since the ending of the program back in January of 2020, members may be aware of some of the operational changes that have occurred in that time period, as our business community has gone through one of the worst times in my 58-year-old lifetime with the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic. Many businesses were required to shutter their doors, their owners and staff forced onto the public dole, and sadly, even with the lifting of some of the restrictions today, many businesses were not able to return back and reopen. A recent U.S. Chamber poll announced that 4 in 10 Americans who lost their jobs during the pandemic have altered their livelihoods. About a fifth now work part-time, 1 in 10 have become self-employed, and another 1 in 10 have just simply retired. Half, 49% of Americans who became unemployed during the pandemic say that they're not actively or not very actively looking for work. Less than a third, 32%, report that they are strongly active in their job search. 6 in 10 respondents, 61%, say they are in no hurry to return to work, and 3 in 10, 30%, say they do not intend or expect to return to work this year. Nearly half of those numbers, or 13% of the unemployed, say that they never plan to return to work at all. Extrapolated to 9.3 million unemployed Americans, that's an estimated 2.8 million people who will remain on the sidelines this year alone. 1.2 million of whom never expect to return back to work. 1 in 8, 13%, who became unemployed during the pandemic and remain unemployed have turned down at least one job offer in the past year. 1 in 6 not actively seeking work, or 16%, say the amount of money they are receiving from unemployment benefits and government programs make it, quote, not worth looking, unquote, for work. Even more, 28% of survey respondents agree that there are a lot of people who are not looking for work because they can do almost or just as well collecting unemployment benefits. On top of the staffing struggles, costs have risen nearly 5.5% since July, the highest rate of inflation since the Great Depression. Gasoline prices have risen more than 40%, and America has gone in the last 6 months from a nation celebrating energy independence to begging OPEC to raise their oil production levels, sending America dollars back into the hands of countries that hate us while destroying American jobs and American businesses. Colorado businesses are struggling with a daily barrage of new tariffs, fees, and social programs. Colorado regulatory requirements have increased more in the past 10 years than in the past 50 years. One such act signed into law, immediately effective on July 14, 2020, is the Healthy Families and Workplace Act that requires paid sick leave for all Colorado employers by 2022. On January 1st, 2021, Phase 2 of the law went into effect for all employers with 16 or more employees and will encompass all employers on January 1st, 2022. This law requires all employers to offer a maximum of 48 hours or 6 days of sick leave to all employees per year. What's not realized is the law also created a special provision taxing businesses to pay 2 additional weeks paid sick leave in the event of another public health emergency. Your business gets forced to close or restrict its earning capabilities by the state, and Colorado now forces the business, whom is not earning any revenue, to pay their employees PTO plus another 2 weeks paid emergency leave. Even though your business still pays its unemployment taxes, and the employee can draw other subsidies and public assistance. So think about that. As the government contemplates launching another round of COVID-19 lockdowns with the declared Delta variant, forcing new mandates which may ultimately lead to new business closures, prepping the population for another health emergency, how many of us are prepared to pay out of pocket up to 3 weeks severance for every employee when you're forced to close your doors again? Minimum wage increases from $12 to $12.32 with the current rate of inflation is pushing the expected 2022 minimum wage rate close to $13 an hour. This is locking minimum skill jobs away from school-age kids looking to work part-time, forcing numerous businesses to turn to technology replacements. These are but a few examples of the added burdens our businesses must plan for and be educated about. Moving forward, the Trinidad and Los Animas County Chamber of Commerce not only wants to educate its business membership about these and other upcoming legislative mandates and their financial impacts, we want to activate our membership into having a voice in these discussions. So how will I do that? So the first step is the first rule of leadership. Surround yourself with knowledgeable and competent people that know when to stand the hell out of their way and allow them to do the work at hand. So allow me to introduce you to the members of my team that are present here today. I have my vice president there, Mr. Jay Gonzalez. Next to him is our secretary, Mr. Jerry Peters. My treasurer, Mr. Jack Israel, back there in the back. Ambassador President Eda Morris is not here, plays an important role. And then we all know our sensational past president, Ms. Linda Barron. So together we are re-energizing, revitalizing, and empowering our ambassador groups. And as we build our plan, we are anticipating great things from those fine people as well. On your table, you see a paper asking your participation in a brief survey. It is with your feedback and prioritization, our team will build the necessary short-term and long-term plans, building Trinidad and Los Animas County into the premier place to eat, work, play, and stay. Business, breaking down the barriers and fiefdoms that have historically existed to ensure we stay on target, we stay on time, and most importantly, we stay on budget. We want to communicate, coordinate, and collaborate with any organization that's ready, willing, and able for us to meet our goals. One of those organizations is the Trinidad Tourism Board, whom we are very anxious to hear from and are here today to give us a brief update. The Chamber is looking for talent as well in a wide range of skills, from information technology to clerical. This is to help us staff our new volunteer corps. Lastly, reinstituting needed business-oriented educational and social networking programs like this lunch and the Chamber after-hours programs, other seminars and classes to help improve our business community, allowing it to flourish and grow. For it's understood, as the business community improves, the community improves. As the community improves, everyone's quality of life improves, and so on. So we are seeking a better tomorrow today. To be successful, we all must do our part. And we all must be willing to think out of the box, reach down deep, contribute, and participate. I appreciate each of you for showing today, because your membership is important. Because you and your business is important. Vital even to this community and this organization. I look forward to meeting, working, and representing each of you in the coming weeks, months, and years ahead. But for now, I ask you to please enjoy your meal. Absolutely, positively, please participate in our survey. Enjoy the fine information from today's sponsor, the Trinidad Tourism Board. And our next luncheon will be the 140th year celebration of the Chamber. And so that should be a lot of fun. And I think after everything that we've been through in the last year and a half, we all deserve a little bit of fun. So God bless you all. Thank you, Trinidad State, for the use of your wonderful facility. Goodbye. I will pass this to Ms. Sun. I'll even leave you the fancy dancy go.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming again to our luncheon here. It has been a long time, and we've been really excited about it coming to fruition. Tourism. Currently, the members of the tourism board is myself, Tom Kress, who is our chair and cannot be with us today, Camilla, who's sitting at the table right here, and Chris Miller. Let me give you a little background about how the tourism board was started in Trinidad and how that law exists in Trinidad. The board became law in 2002. Our tourism law was voted in through a different sort of process in the city of Trinidad. It was voted in as an initiative. And what that means is that it wasn't a regular referendum. So a regular referendum happens because the city or dignitaries of the city feel like something needs to happen and they put it on the ballot and get it passed. So at the time, many years ago, that happened 5 times in a row. And after 5 times in a row, it's not allowed to be put back on the ballot for a while. Harry Sayre, which many of you might remember, he was also a judge, was our mayor at the time. And after it had failed on the 5th time, he came to me. I was president of the chamber at the time, and Linda and I were working together really well, and he asked me if I could put together a board and if we could do an initiative process. An initiative law is actually a political instrument only allowed in 24 states in the United States, Colorado being one of them. And what it does is if you go through this long process, you get all these signatures and you do all this stuff, you can get something on the ballot by yourself. And it was passed in that manner as an initiative, not as a referendum, which allowed any monies that would be gained based on that initiative were put in a separate account. So sometimes people ask us where your money comes from, or we think we go to city council when we get money, and we love our city council, we love our mayor, but that is not where we get our money from. Our money comes through that initiative process that the lodging in the city of Trinidad, any lodging, including camping, gets a 3% tax on it, and it goes into a separate account in the city in which 5 people oversee. Those 5 people, 1 has to be from the hotel industry, 2 have to be from the restaurants, and the other 2 can be overall, meaning somebody that works in the tourism industry that is completely affiliated with tourism. Somebody that's working at the Welcome Center, somebody that is there living and breathing tourism. And you put your letter into city council and it is an appointed position. I think I went over these pages. Okay, so let's talk about tourism and its effect on Trinidad. And this is one thing that I'm passionate about because, as many of you know, I live and breathe tourism. I live and breathe everything that I can do for downtown Trinidad and what we can do to make sure we can retain jobs. Tourism is the largest employer in the city of Trinidad. And if we want to take that out to numbers, there's actually 8 major hotels, the Days Inn, Holiday Inn, La Quinta, Super 8, Quality. Then there's the Downtown Frontier, all those. And each one of them employs somewhere between 25 and 50 people. I have 54 at the La Quinta. That equals about 280 people. There's also 30 restaurants in town, 30 restaurants that have an average employee of somewhere between 15 and 25 people for an average amount of 600 employees. Plus, we have many Airbnbs I won't even count, the museums I won't even count, the art galleries I won't even count, Artcade and any of the other offshoots that have businesses, I won't even count that number. But if you take that 280 plus 600 plus the 120, there's 1,000 employees based in tourism. So digest that. 1,000 people out of work if we don't work. That's one thing, nothing can be taken from us. We love the coal mines, we love gas and oil, we love all the different businesses in Trinidad. But one business that can only be taken away from us no other board can do it, is our tourism industry. So it's really important to know that tax base of our tourism industry. There are those 5 members. The type of things that we have added dollars to and support partnerships. First of all, it's important to know the partnerships and how we as all partners in Trinidad help each other. We help each other when we refer each other to the businesses versus outside businesses. We help each other when we're knowledgeable about guests that come into their town, that they can drop off another $100 with us instead of driving up the road to Pueblo because of road signs they decide to do. We help each other by being partners to each other. We are partners with the Colorado Tourism Office. We did a program with them the year right before COVID. It was a Craft 101 program, which the Colorado Tourism Office came into Trinidad with numerous breakout meetings, and many of you business owners were attending some of those. At the end of that, we won a $10,000 award, and with that money, we went on to do some other research that we needed to know so that we could operate as a tourism board the best as able. We constantly work with different magazines, Colorado Life magazine, the USA Today. We've been in the paper, we've been in their hunting and fishing guide. We oversee the Welcome Center with Marty, who's the director, and does a fabulous job, I might add, with just an incredible amount of people. We help Artocade. We do the visitor's guide, and one of the most exciting things about the visitor guide, and you'll see it on your table right now that we're all excited about, is that restaurants, unfortunately, come and go in Trinidad. And so when we do a visitor guide that doesn't, she's giving me information here. When you see a visitor guide, sometimes some of the information on the restaurants would be old based on their hours, based on the days of the week, based on COVID. But now we have a pocket in the back of those guides, so we update that as easily as every month, every 2 or 3 months, whatever we need, so that in the back of the guides, and all these guides go into every hotel room in the city of Trinidad. Think about that. We are touching people 600 times a day with the guides, and with also we did a program in the city of Trinidad that was very successful of 5 years. We did key card holders. On those key card holders, it told events that were going on and the pop-up great things to do in the downtown area. And right now we are working to put those key cards out into every hotel room again. So when you hand a guest their key card to get to their room, it also tells about the things that are going on, the festivals that will happen, and things to do. We work with all the surrounding areas, any advertising and promotion we can, things like mountain and mesas. We work with KCRT, ads for all festivals and events. So we buy a block amount of advertisement with KCRT. And if any of your events or something that's going on that you're having trouble with funding or anything else, numerous people come to the Trinidad Tourism Board, and we give them our ads so that we have continuously running. So we're supporting our local radio, plus we're supporting any event that goes on in the city of Trinidad. The state of Colorado has a thing called the Go Travel sites. Now, I've been on and off tourism for a long time, since the initial part of passing the law 20 years ago. And one of the exciting things is that as the internet became more popular and famous, the Go Travel sites from the Colorado Tourism Office, you think about this. If you go online and you're looking for something, what does it actually take for you to pause and fill out a little box window that pops up that says name, address, how interested are you in the city of Trinidad? So I was on the board years ago when this started, and we probably started this 15 or 16 years ago, and we would literally get like 5 or 10 names a week. Some months we'd get maybe 10 all month. Right now we are getting 60 people a week that are taking the time to fill out those windows on the computer, and almost nobody does those anymore, so our hits have got to be in the thousands. We help support the Branson High-Low Gravel Grind. We're very into the outdoor recreation right now. We want to help support any outdoor recreation, any biking, any races. We help support the Blues Fest. The Blues Fest, when it was big, the Blues Fest has now been divided into 3 areas for music. As you knew, last month we had that, and unfortunately the rainstorm. But at the end of this month, in just a couple of weeks, we got the Blues Fest going on again, and we're excited about that. The Artocade brought to us a program, Automobiles, that was on TV, a half hour on the Auto Channel. And we supported that and paid for that, and our mayor did some commercials for that. We support the Mitchell Museum. We support the trolley, which we have funded with special tours around Trinidad this year. Marty has worked really hard to do some educational tours to our middle school. And I really think at the end of every year, I know we didn't have it the last couple of years because of COVID, it's really important. We take our kids in our local schools and we take them up to Pueblo Zoo. Every child in the city of Trinidad should know our history and should know our museums. We support KDRO and the weather site. I know at one point last year we were doing a whole lot of it, and if any of you were at home watching the news at night and you saw a little blurb that said, and in Trinidad, look at that beautiful sunrise, and people would say, oh my gosh, Trinidad was on, the TV news, the big station, oh my gosh, how cool is that? Well, that was supported by your tourism board. It wasn't just a pop-up thing. Studio 6, if you see our new designation that is on our booklets, that happened about 18 months to 2 years ago. That was done by, it's sort of like a funky piece of architecture with different colors on it. That was done by a very hip and cool place that does a lot of up-and-coming cities, including ours. It was Studio 6. They also do a lot in Boulder and other areas. We are working on the website maintenance, and one of the most things that I'm really excited about is if any of you have gone to our visittrinidadcolorado.com site, and you'll see we have events posted. Obviously, during the year of COVID, it was a whole lot less than that. But what really is exciting now is that if you own a business and on Wednesday night, Dave, you decide on Friday you're going to have a band there, you can actually go to the site and post it. And every hotel and every one of you can say, go to that website, and it will pop up immediately. So those of us that run hotels, we can use it as a tool and tell everybody to go directly there. Because immediately, you don't have to plan out 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months what you're going to do. If you're just going to do a pop-up surprise, something at your business, you can go right to that website and post it so that we can say, when guests come in Trinidad, what's going on? And, I love saying so much, or why are you sold out? Oh, it's Trinidad. But you can go directly and do that, and then you'll have all those people at your front desk supporting your businesses because you put it in. We also have worked a lot with the National Parks magazine. We have worked a lot. So we have a really cool billboard for any of you that go to Denver. I know going to Denver and coming back is really tough right now because the road system from Colorado Springs to Denver is kind of crazy right now. But as you're coming out of Denver, right-hand read, you'll see a big digital board with Trinidad coming out of it. So that's supported by your tourism board. Lifetime Fitness races are coming to Trinidad. That's a national thing. We're really excited about it. It's helping being supported by your tourism board. We're in for all the runners. We're in for all the bicyclers. We want to be known for that outdoor recreation place to be and the best music, small town music in the state of Colorado. We're really graced with also Dawn Siebel, who's moved here recently, that did the 9/11 exhibit with the firefighters. Blockbuster, unbelievably great. And so she and her team is bringing that to Trinidad. She's recently moved here. Another unbelievable, wonderful artist that has moved to our area. If you see her, please salute her and look at her work. It's incredible. But with that, we have also said that we really want our local firefighters from Southern Colorado to be recognized. So the showing will have local firefighters in Southern Colorado will have their own showing right next to the 9/11 exhibit that starts in just a little while here, just a week or so. So Comedy Fest, we have creative district projects we're into. We work with KRDO, KCRT, KRTN, and the Chronicle, Orphanal World, Legends, whoever's out there. We want to work with to put our best step forward. Our current focus is again the outdoor recreation. The Fisher's Peak acquisition was so huge for our community. As you go out to, I like to say, Hotel Row or Walmart. You will see that they're doing the whole interchange that they've been planning on for 10 years. It's an $11 million project that will really spruce up the outside of our community when we have people traveling over the Raton Pass going northbound. And I want you to all digest this that have businesses. Who here has been to Denver International Airport? You stand there and see all those people and you try to find a place to park and it's insanity. And the parking fees are crazy and it's just insanity. Your second largest entry point into the state of Colorado is on that highway coming through Trinidad. So our job from tourism is to pull them off the road, bring them to your business and drop off another $100, because then anybody that's traveling that road, be it if they're going to Vail, Breckenridge, Aspen, Crested Butte, Denver, Colorado Springs, has just as much fun, if not better, coming to Trinidad, Colorado and dropping off $100. We're working right now on audio and tours, the downtown area with Krista Rogers with Trinidad State. And we want to celebrate that Trinidad State has legally changed their name now. It is no longer Trinidad State Junior College. It is Trinidad State College. I think that is fabulous from a marketing point of view. And we're really honored that we have this first junior college in the state of Colorado. Now Trinidad State College is where you're sitting right now. One of my other goals that I really would like to do, and so if I could spread any synergy around that anybody would like to help me on this, I'd really love to start a Trinidad Youth Tourism Board, maybe from, I was in a program the year of COVID with the state office to start a board, and that whole program ended through the year of COVID. I would like to sort of pick that up again if anybody's interested. I think maybe kids in high school and the college here could put together a board and let us know, the tourism board, what they like, because that's what we want. We want all ages to appreciate Trinidad. How you can help? You can register your business online. You can go to the events calendar. So when we say that to people, Jay, you do music a lot and other things at your place too. You can put that online so that when people look at a calendar and maybe there isn't something that day that they're here, they're like, oh my gosh, look at all the stuff that's going on in Trinidad. I mean, there are Friday and Saturday nights if you're not downtown. There is music 3, 4, 5, 6 places. Educate your employees. Let them know what there's to do. I have a camera at the front desk, goes back to my office, and they know they will expect for me to jump over the counter if I hear anyone saying there's nothing to do in Trinidad. Educate your employees about what's here. Care if something is wrong. Care if something is downtown a mess. That is 1,000 employees. Care. Got a lot of new exciting things going on in Trinidad. I'm hearing of a lot of different restaurants that are coming, which is really exciting. As you know, the Hilton is being built right now. You'll see the pipes are up out of the ground. There's river rafting going on. Karen Grieco's here, our Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you so much, Karen, for all that you do. And they got together with Jeff Shoemaker for the Greenway projects that's cleaning up our river. Our river is an asset to the city of Trinidad. To clean it up and to take that tree line up. Some people drive right on the highway and you don't even see that we have a river. So them doing that, make sure you tell your dignitaries how appreciative you are and just show up for each other. Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
You can do Camoso.
Yes, Marty.
I think it's important that they know the lodging taxes that we generate and where the money comes from that we give out for grants to support our events in our community.
So our lodging taxes, hold on just a second. Sorry.
They're higher than this. Those are the numbers that I got for 2021 for this.
Oh, just for this half a year so far.
Yeah, 21 up to
Yeah,
this
so our lodging budget this year will be a little over $300,000. Currently it's paid 4 times a year. The quarter ends April 15th. We have to have paid for the first 3 months and then June 15th and it goes on. So far this year we have collected $176,000. And whenever we do that, I want to tell you how hard that is. If it's $3 on every $100 of hotel rooms that we sell, think about how many hotel rooms this city is selling to have only as of June 30th, because our thing would be $176,000. We're running on a track for about $300,000 this year. We are passionate to do anything that we can for the downtown area to keep it as the best community, the best architecture, the best people. Just that we are filled with music, good food, good things to do, that people can rely on that. And if any of you have any ideas for events, for festivals, please come forward and talk to the tourism board. We meet every other week at City Hall at 9 a.m. One week it's a work session. We just work things out. And one's a voting meeting. So please, I welcome all of you to show up. Let's show up for each other. Let's build the partnerships, and let's make Trinidad the place everybody wants to just drop their money off and go. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. I noticed the ambassador, chamber ambassador, will you please stand? We have Lee, we have KJ, we have Michael. Thank you so much. We won't be able to do it without you. We also want to recognize our new temporary receptionist, Amy Neverett. Will you please stand? She just started Monday. Okay, so we want to go around and see if anybody wants to make an announcement.
I don't think I need that, Linda. Thank you. Good afternoon. I want to introduce some new positions we have in our community that we're really excited about. First is Dr. James Bowie. He's a 2000, and a lot of you. So a lot of you probably know him. He's a Trinidad graduate from the high school in 2005, and so Greg joined some of his classmates in the clinic, Dr. Norris and Dr. Shire. So we're super happy to have him here. He started yesterday. And then we have two new general surgeons, Dr. Heather Cook, who some of you will remember from her practice in Trinidad several years ago. She's been in northern New Mexico for the last several years, so we're glad to have Dr. Cook back. And then Dr. Andy Conrad, who has practiced for the last 20 plus years at Parkview Medical Center in Pueblo as a trauma surgeon. So we're really glad to have both these surgeons and Dr. Bowie here with us.
On this table. Welcome, Councilwoman.
Thank you. No, I'm just happy that this is continuing.
Thank you.
I'm coming in. If you can say anything about Trinidad, we're survivors.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. How about this table?
The Salvation Army, working with the Kiwanis, just dropped off 150 packed school backpacks with supplies, those kind of things. I think 70 some odd will go to the schools here. We'll also get some out to Honey, and we'll also get some out to Primero. So this is the second year the Salvation Army has helped Trinidad, and we look forward to a long relationship with them. It's awesome.
Who are you?
My name's Pat.
Who are you?
Pat.
At what?
Pat Howard.
President of the Kiwanis?
Yes, President of the Kiwanis. I don't really care much to talk about myself. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Jody Amato. I am the Los Animas County Assessor, and I'm grateful to be attending Chamber Luncheons again.
Thank you, ma'am, for being here.
I don't need this either, but hi. As well as being a chamber ambassador, I also kind of accidentally came into a role of harvesting events. Mine's not quite as sophisticated as Ms. Marty's with her fancy calendar. I just do a list, but I have a Facebook page, and so that justifies my time on Facebook till 2 in the morning. And I scroll everybody's pages, and I share as many events as I can onto the Voice of Trinidad. And once a month I update and I make a big list. and that's always the first on the Facebook page. I used to do a broadcast every Tuesday on KRTN. I'm working on reestablishing that, and just like you to make sure that you go, and if you have events, be sure to share them onto Voice of Trinidad if I haven't already found it for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lance Gatlin, the operations manager out at Trinidad Correctional Facility. We're also in the lodging and tourism business, however, it's not voluntary. I've got a couple of our partners with me from the prison as well. I wanted to introduce Mr. Travis Vanderpool. Those of you that knew Sherry Jacobson, she was a quite active member within the community here and within the chamber, and she has since moved out of state, which most of you probably know. But Mr. Travis Vanderpool has been promoted into her position, and so he'll be our point of contact at the facility from now on. If you need anything there from us, feel free to let us know.
I already adopt him as my son. And I want to introduce my brother here, Paul. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in 18 months. Yeah, I will forget what you look like, but thank you for being here. Anybody on this table? No? How about on this table? On this table? You have a chance.
Got a couple loudmouths.
Got a chance.
Hi everyone, I'm Kayla. I'm the community liaison for New York Coal Company. This is the first luncheon and we just joined the chamber, so we're just excited to start engaging with the community.
Thank you for coming. How about you, Linda?
I won't use this either, but thank you so much for coming and coming back to Trinidad State College. We're so happy to see people in our Pioneer Room, and it's great to have you. You know that our name is changing, which is really exciting for us. We have a volleyball tournament this weekend already, so come on out and watch some volleyball, watch some soccer this week, and started classes 3 days ago. There's also a second, a session 2 set of classes that starts. So if you know, if you yourself or you know others that might be interested in starting some classes at Trinidad State, you've still got time. The next round will start on August 30th. Thanks for being here.
I want to introduce my mom. How are you? When I first moved here 36 years ago, 1985, Mom she was the mayor of Trinidad, the first lady mayor of Trinidad. And she's the one that issued me the liquor license. I didn't know nothing about liquor at that time.
We didn't know much about you either.
Thank you for being here, Mom. And I want to introduce my son. This is my son, Ray Odom. Thank you for being here, son.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm representing several entities today. First of all, from the Board of Creative District, we are very, very proud to be bringing this exhibit to Trinidad. And this is it. What Cy was alluding to. Thank you, Rick. Don Sebo, who now is a resident of Trinidad, by the way, has been having this exhibit. She's traveled around the country with it, beginning back in 2011. Each one of these is the 343 firefighters that responded to 9/11. She hand-painted each one of these pictures by oil, with oil. And we're happy to have it here in Trinidad. We're putting it up right now. It's going to open up August the 28th. And it's going to be here November the 20th at the common area of Space to Create. Just frame of references, it's across from the Miners Museum. If you would like to visit, please come and visit. It's exciting and it's something to see up on the wall there.
It opens on August
28th.
Okay, and it closes on
November the 20th. Something that came out of this too, Trinidad has had 3 firsts. First school district, first junior college, first firehouse in Colorado. Not many people know that. The firemen now have kind of talked about maybe bringing a fire museum here to the Children's Museum, the firehouse, which was firehouse #1 for Trinidad. And that's kind of in the idea stage right now, but that would be exciting. That would be a big tourist attraction. This is going to be a big tourist attraction. On your tables for the merchants, there's an opportunity here to add your name to a recognition list. What it involves is the firefighters, and we're going to have a lot of them visiting us here in town from around Colorado especially. A 10% discount on any of their purchases. They show their ID that they're a firefighter, and they're going to get that discount. That's on your tables. If you wish to participate, there's an email address here for you. Then my other hat, let's see, Creative District, that is bringing the exhibit. Creative District is also participating in the bicentennial with the jail. So any of your spouses, friends, enemies, bosses can be arrested by Bat Masterson and publicly put in a jail that we're building. It's huge entertainment for people. They love it. They love it. Please get me names of anybody you want arrested, and we'll see that that happens during bicentennial. That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. What else?
Do they have to raise funds to get out of jail from their friends?
Yes, they have to call people and say, please come buy me out. And then the proceeds will go to Creative District. So it's a little money maker for us. The other thing is Rotary Peaches. They'll be in tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Friday. You can pick them up if you've ordered them between 4 and 8. And again on Saturday between 8 and noon. And it's down there. Well, it's behind the blue crate. It's made in Animas, more or less.
Next to library.
Yeah, across the street from the library. It's where the old car wash used to be. You drive in, you show your receipt, you pick up your peaches, and away you go. And then lastly is Noah's Ark. As we speak, they're doing a punch list today. Starting a punch list today. So our opening for the new shelter is imminent, and that's very exciting. It's been a long time coming. The animals are anxious to go, and we're anxious to get them there. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not a great talker, but I think I'm the only maybe merchant here. I'll look at you, Karen, so I can say one-on-one. I'm a good one-on-one communicator, but not a group, let me tell you. I talk to tourists on a daily basis, you guys, and they are coming to Trinidad. And you'd be very surprised at our day trippers coming out of Coral Springs, coming out of Denver, just for the day. I love them to stay in the motels because that's where we get our tax money from. But you'd be surprised. And I get very good compliments from these tourists, how our merchants are behaving or acting or treating them downtown. I am very proud of all our merchants because they get a lot of compliments downtown. Please visit them. I'm a store owner. Yes, I am a store owner. I guess I am, yes. And also, just support them. They need all the support you could get, even during the downtimes they need them. And they are, maybe besides the motels and the restaurants, sometimes the first people that your tourists talk to. My goal this summer was to walk every trail that was in Trinidad, and I did. So I could tell these people where to go because they are asking where to go. Not just bicycles, they are walking and hiking and they want to go. And that river walk, if none of you have been down on the river walk, I just came from it this morning, it is beautiful and it's getting better and better as years goes by. My second hat is Farmers Market. Please enjoy Farmers Market this Saturday because it is going really strong and it is going very good. Thank you.
There's 9,000 things on the Voice of Trinidad that you can go look at, but one in particular is that Main Street Theater is open and they're doing shows, and in particular they're doing a kids show this weekend, and next weekend Rainbow Fish.
Okay. All right, I also wear many hats. Thank you. I'm the event coordinator for the City of Springdale. My name is Gordy Hackett. I'm also the Welcome Center Director, as well as the Tourism Board Manager. But I sit on other boards as well. I am on the Scenic Highway of Legends Board and the Santa Fe Trail Board. The mayor roped me into a project to bring an event to Trinidad. And I just happened to be scouting around online, and it occurred to me that this year is the 200th anniversary of the Santa Fe Trail. For those of you that don't know, Santa Fe Trail travels right downtown on our Main Street on its way to Santa Fe over Raton Pass. So that being said, We scheduled this event, we're planning this event for September 27th through October the 3rd. The week prior to that weekend, from the 27th through the 30th, there will be tours along the trail. We'll do a tour out east. We'll do a tour up at Fisher's Peak, because that has some little bit of history about how Fisher's Peak was named. And it derived from the Santa Fe Trail period. We'll be doing a tour to Stonewall. You can find out more about the tours and register for these tours online on the Visit Trinidad, Colorado website. And then that weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we will have an enormous list of fun, historical, and cultural activities that you can participate in. We've invited the Buffalo Soldiers. We have the Colorado Springs Conservatory will be performing a theater, bringing their students for a theater act on stage. We will have Indian dancers, we'll have fandango dancers, we'll have cowboy entertainment, we will have flint knappers and soap makers and quilters and everything period that was going on at that period, time period. So what I wanted to ask you today and to remind you of is that this event is going to be a 3-day event. Main Street is going to be closed from Maple to Beach Street. You'll see flyers in the windows. You can find more information on the website. But I want to invite you business owners, organizations, to join in the fun. Decorate your windows, don some period clothing, and have fun with it. We're expecting thousands of people that weekend. Not specifically for this celebration, but for the Trinidad Rad Race. That same weekend, we will have 800 cyclists in town on Saturday. On Sunday, there will be 250 runners in town. Each of those people will have probably a support group of 2 or 3 people with them. They'll also bring their family and their friends with them. So if we have 1,000 participants, we're probably going to have upwards of 4,000 to 5,000 people total in Trinidad on October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They're going to be wanting to eat. They're going to want rooms. They're going to want to shop. I need you to put your lipstick on and be visitor ready. And you know, if you need to order more merchandise for your stores, if you need more food to serve these people, the chamber is going to be serving hamburgers and hot dogs in Miners Memorial Park. There's going to be so much going on that I can't sleep at night because there's so much to do. But be ready, okay? Because it's going to be an exciting weekend.
I'm ready.
Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Door prize. Do you have somebody pick? Catherine Sandoval. What did she get?
Gift certificate.
From?
Wonderful
Wonderful.
house.
Thank you. Judy Mangino.
Lance Darling.
Gatlin. Who is that?
Chris Rossetti.
Oh, okay. She got a T-shirt from the tourism board.
Giselle.
What is she gonna get?
Ben.
Is that man deal?
Yes.
No.
There you go.
Can you check, make sure she old enough? She have to be 21. Is she old enough?
Says yes.
We need to check her ID to make sure. Thank you very much. I'm gonna turn over to the President Lee Fallon. Thank you.
Again, I want to thank everyone for showing up here. As you can see, there's a lot going on in the community. Having lived here for 20 years, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And therefore, you know, we all do our part in that, and I appreciate each and every one of you. One of the things that I also want to, and a notice will go out. So the survey is on your table, but it should also be hitting your inbox as well. If not, please get a hold of the chamber to make sure that you're on our mailing list. We're in some transitioning from the old clay tablets that we used to do stuff on and moving into the technology world. One of the technologies that we do have now is the chamber having its own specific email address. And so that is chamber@tlacchamber.org. And so our website, www.tlacchamber.org. And so now we have that email that goes with it. And so reach out to us, get on our list, the update. The next luncheon is the 15th of September, I believe.
Yes.
And again, we want to try to make that the 140 celebration birthday. I was going to say we'll have cake, but obviously they did such a wonderful job here today. They already gave us cake, so we'll have to come up with some better surprises for that meeting. And so, again, we appreciate you coming, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event.